I was wondering why I was spending the last 18 minutes talking to myself. I was in the wrong stream. Whoops! Had the wrong stream key set up. So here I am. This is Sasha, and I have been playing around with adapting my speech inputs through whisper.el so that I can insert things at different markers. Why would I want to do that? It's so that in case, for example, I'm in some kind of code block, I can say I want the text to go over to that window instead of necessarily to my org, always to my org place, org clocked in task. So if I say my whisper use current point, I want it to go over there instead. Let's try it. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. Oh, debugger. All right. It's saying, where's the whisper thingy for it? So here, it's over here now, actually. This is a test, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I'm checking. I've got my markers. Go to the marker. Insert the marker. Yeah. And if I do it again, what'll happen? Does it keep inserting at the same place? Or, like, does it move forward? I probably should have it move forward, right? Oh, okay. So, I wanted to move the marker forward. And whisper.el does a good job of doing this. But maybe I can just do it with okay. So here's what I'm doing right now. I wanted to have it insert to a marker, insert my speech recognition results to a marker, but I wanted to keep moving forward as I do so. So instead of do list, which sometimes I think I'm not entirely sure how do list works, I'm going to use mapcar here and marker. I don't know. Is it like? Well, let's try it with mapcar first. Because if setf works with that, then we're good to go. And what I want to do with that is after we insert the text, I want to move it forward. And in fact, am I doing insert text properly here? Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, whisper insert text, and then we need to move the marker forward here. So I want to say, insert setf marker, point marker. If I keep using point marker, will it just keep allocating markers? Oh, maybe I should clear the marker first. Delete marker. How does? Oh no, we just move the marker. Can we move the marker? Move marker. Okay, we just move the marker. Move marker to the point. So now I expect that it will keep moving forward. So if I use this part as the point for insertion, and then I do my dictation over here, I want the text to actually go into that first paragraph up there. Well, third paragraph really. Which doesn't like it. Mapcar lambda marker. Oh, haha, markers. All right. This is a test. I want it to go into the paragraph that starts with, does it keep inserting? Yeah, it's doing the thing. Okay, so what that means is now I can be in a completely different buffer and talk about stuff, and I can have things go over there instead. This is going to be more flexible than my org, like, saving it just always the clocked in task, because that way I can have it, add some commentary above a code block, or do other things. But I also do, of course, want to check that saving to clocked in task still works. Okay, this is very exciting. Clocked in task still works. Okay, and then of course there's like a define my whisper jump to marker, which just, you know, I want an interactive thing here, and it just goes to that marker with current buffer buffer car of the my whisper target markers. So now I want to be able to jump to it easily. Someday I'll assign a keyboard shortcut to it and maybe have a transient menu, but this is all very exciting. Okay, go to car. Go to car, my whisper target markers. Whisper target markers. Okay. So now, if I want to get really confusing, I can say, oh, let's test if it works in multiple places. Let's test if I can make it work in multiple places. Here's place number 1. More stuff goes here. And here's place number 2. Why would I ever want to have this text going to 2 places at the same time? I don't know, but it might be interesting. Why not have a list, right? Okay. So now I can have it do that, which tells me that if I have a function, I still want to make it super easy to insert text at the current point. And right now this is like, oh, I've got to clear the marker, use the current point or whatever. So what I need is a temporary sort of function where we're saying the target for just the next one goes in here instead. It doesn't have enough. I'll save that for later. I'll create a task for it. I want to actually I just stick that under here so that it's close by. Whoop. To do, I want to make it super easy to do it at the current point. Oh, if I do actually, you know what I need? I just need a function that changes the marker, because I don't usually need to do weird things to it. So what I'll do is I'll just unconditionally insert whisper and like set current point and run. It's like I need like a run once hook. Is there's like a way to hook it so that like there's probably some kind of macro that lets me just add something that will run a hook once. Anyhow, all I need to do here is my whisper use current point, and then do the whisper run, and that's that function. And you know what, I'm going to what can I global set that to? Do I have any more keyboard shortcuts? That's already Shift S9 is kind of useful. Oh, keypad? Keypads? Yeah, okay, testing the keypad. What key is this one? Do I already have something on it? Oh yeah, I already have something on it. Okay, how about number 1 key on the keypad? Why is that set? Oh, it's it's not like translated or anything. Okay, keypad. Is it because my... So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use my numeric keypad for things. Let's turn numlock on. And if numlock is on, oh, somehow it's magical. Why is that? This... Okay, all I want to do is I want to use my numeric keypad to do things. Okay, KP1. Okay. I whisper set current point and run. Okay. We probably should get rid of all the other previous markers. At least at delete marker? Remove marker? What are the marker functions? Do I need to like do something fancy to delete a erase buffer? Clear marker? I forgot. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna look at... They're all like internal things. View and manual. Okay. Do I need to do anything with markers to free them up? Overview of markers, set marker. Maybe I don't need to do anything with the marker. Copy marker, marker button, clear button. Okay, maybe I don't need to worry about like garbage collection or whatever. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was in the wrong stream. Very silly of me. I will get the hang of this someday. I did schedule it, and then I was like, oh. So I have 30 minutes before the kiddo comes out for lunchtime, and what I want to do here is I want to be able to insert speech text, like speech recognition results at arbitrary places, but still at the same time have the convenience of inserting things into the current place. And I'm thinking that this keyboard shortcut, I'm going to start using the keyboard because it inserted. Why did have I run this part? Keymap global set. Okay. This is a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Number 1, of course. This is a test. Transcribing versus local simplify and local server. Yes. This is a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. So it should show up. Yeah! Okay. So if I'm over here, then I can press the numpad key 1 and have it insert over here instead. Yeah! Okay. So now, what does this let me do? I can insert text at the current point. Right now I'm using the keypad shortcut 1 in order to insert it at the current point. 2, I want to say set a current point, use the current point here, which will get bound to a shortcut, a handy shortcut somewhere. And then if I dictate it from elsewhere, I want the text to go in there. Someday I'm going to have all the fancy annotation stuff, but at the moment I just want it to dictate to that spot. The reason is so that I can, start capturing the commentary above my code block while I have the code block in an indirect code buffer or something like that. Yay! And then the third thing was I wanted it to also save it to the currently clocked task. This is my currently clocked task, so that's good. And I want to say, okay, I want to use... yeah, okay. Oh, there's no point marker if variable, it's a function. Alright, use currently clocked task. Here we go. Need to be point marker, that way. So what this does is it goes to the currently clocked task, goes to the end of the subtree. So if I say use the currently clocked task, and then I record some text, it should go all the way over there. Yeah! Okay. Although that's indistinguishable from the previous point. So let's put some extra text over here so then it's obvious. Oh, actually, you know what I can do is I can start a new task to do. Figure out all the fancy annotations if I want them. And then I would say, okay, this is my new clocked in task. Let's say it's 15 minutes. And then if I'm over here, I want to say the use clocked in task. I want to direct the stuff over there. And then I can say some commentary as I code so that I can remember what I was thinking about. Sort of. It's I should make sure that I'm not in a drawer line. So, end of, you know, when I go to the clocked in task, I'll go end of subtree. Okay, so here this is a, if the end of the subtree is in a drawer, it's slightly annoying. How do I tell if I'm at the end of the drawer? I can go org end of metadata. And then I can go org end of subtree. And that will probably do the right thing. Okay. So, progress. So I don't actually have to clear markers, which is good. And I can dictate to an arbitrary marker, which is also good. Add a streaming mode. Move region to clock task. Oh, that's actually kind of useful. Let's go do that. So the idea here is I might be adding a lot of dictation to. Do I need that still? Not so much now. What do I want to work on next? Ooh, I wanted to queue this. I wanted to queue it. Okay, so the challenge with continuous speech recognition. Let me do this over here. Okay. I want to be able to talk and then have my speech results show up in the buffer. I need to remember to change my point. I want to be able to talk and have my speech results show up in the buffer. Yes. I am currently doing this with. So the process that it currently does is it records the audio when it starts recording the audio when I press the keyboard shortcut, and then it transcribes the audio when I press the shortcut that signals I'm done. This is relatively fast and gives me some time to think of my next sentence because my brain doesn't work that quickly, I guess. So this is fine. If I do it chunk by chunk, then I can still sort of remember what I said, and since I'm saving all of the audio by timestamp, I can replay it if I want to. Of course, it would be much nicer to be able to just keep talking and have the information show up, like the sentences show up a short while after I finish saying them. However, the challenge here is that with continuous speech recognition, at least on my laptop, which is a Lenovo P52, the results are terrible. I think it's because it works with a sliding 30-second window, so it tries to figure out what I'm saying 30 seconds at a time, continuously moving it forward, and sometimes it doesn't really make sense. Pretty good, actually. This is intermittent, right? There are commercial speech recognition streaming APIs that might be better off, but I'm kind of curious about how to get it running locally, because my idea would be able to get it to monitor, first to provide some kind of backup for how I'm currently saying things on something like this where I'm streaming, and then maybe someday even have it monitor simultaneous web conferences for Emacs Conf. The best results I've found so far is actually taking advantage of Google Chrome to do the continuous web speech API speech recognition, and I can do a very quick demonstration of that. If I can find my function. Okay, does this actually still work? Always interesting to check. Okay, so that part works here, and then I can say Chrome speech connect. This is a test. So this is streaming speech recognition in Google Chrome, and what I do is I have a server that this web page just sends WebSocket messages to, and it copies it over to Emacs. Emacs is also connecting via WebSocket.el, and it tries to display whatever messages it gets. So that's kind of continuous speech recognition. And you can actually have it listen to different sources. So using my newly minted EPW graph show, does this part still work? Fun. Show focus on Chrome. Okay, so this is the Chrome. Here you are. It's currently capturing off my Yeti stereo mic capture, but if I wanted to, let me show you. This is over here. If I wanted to, I could rewire the inputs for the, make it come out of my combined sync instead, to go to the, what's this, Chrome session VG input. So right now it's still listening to all of whatever I'm saying, but if I play a video, because it's now connecting to my output, so here I've got, I've got my audio playing back through my Yeti stereo microphone monitor, and then that goes to this combined sync, which goes into the window. So theoretically, if I have a window, let's find a window and let's open up a tab, and let's go to YouTube, and let's go check out, let's say one of the prod asks. Oh, actually system crafters. Ooh. Oh, okay, that's an upcoming. Ooh, that's soon. Okay. Let's go find another video. Prod asks. So theoretically, I've rerouted things.
Here. Hello. Thank you for joining me.
So you see that.
Let's start with the basics.
So you see now I can get live captions out of any audio, and if my Emacs is still working, I can show you. Ooh. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
What is your name and what do you do in general?
Yes, Brad. Hello. Thanks for inviting me. My name is Maxim.
Okay, so what is that? That is a quick demonstration of streaming speech recognition through Google Chrome into Emacs, just because figuring out a more performant way to do this is kind of don't quite have the time to do this at this very moment, but maybe someday. Yeah, so the results that I'm getting through this are slightly better than my experiments with a real-time API through Speeches, SPEACHES, which I'm currently using for the intermittent speech recognition because it's a smidge faster than the whisper.cpp server that we've got. And what this does now is it lets me say, okay, so I think if I say a speech, I had like an insert that point. Okay, so I'm gonna pull all of that stuff into this one over here, VGL. So you see how I can insert the text from the caption buffer, and it clears out all the other ones, so we don't have to keep reinserting the same thing. And then that could be massaged into the explanation for something, right? Yeah. So and then I have another function in my config. So this is the Chrome speech part here. Yeah. So it connects to the WebSocket. It tries to figure out like intermediate results versus final results, and has some way to copy. Yes, there you go. Clearing everything, selecting a session, rewiring the inputs, getting the text and clearing it, or saving it to the currently clocked task. Oh yeah. I also have it set up so that in the future, theoretically, if this all works, then I can have it send it automatically to an Etherpad and also to IRC. So if I wanted to try this now, VGJMHU, let's see that. Pad Emacs conf test. So I expect the text to show up at the bottom over here, assuming, of course, things don't fail crazily. Do I have it in here? Do I have the right Chrome VG? Oh, I changed the session IDs. This is a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. When let pad ID. Okay, let's see. Link pad. Oh, that's unlink. I want to do this one over here. Okay, testing. Okay. So you see here, I can say things, and theoretically, they show up on the Etherpad at some point after the text that I've finished the text. So, I have a similar thing that allows me to send things to an IRC channel using ERC. So, theoretically, if everyone's on board with the idea and my computer can keep up with simultaneous separate instances of Chrome, and I figure out how to keep all of the wires pointed the right way, then we can have the live text show up on Etherpad and in an IRC channel, maybe. It's not going to be perfect, but it's live. So yeah. So what I want to do next, I want to see if I can get better speech recognition results, even just for personal use, by changing the way that whisper.el works. Let me take out this this linking thing here, unlink the channel, unlink the Etherpad. Okay, because don't need to have all of my stuff keep turning up there. Okay, so where are we? Okay. So that gives us kind of quick results that are imprecise, but even the base model for the intermittent transcriptions, where I give it kind of the whole sentence or the whole thought, works better than continuously streaming it. I want the default to actually insert that point. How do I do that? Okay. So I want whisper run to... How do I want to do it? Oh, I guess I could just change the keyboard shortcut. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Boo, 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 boo. What did I call it? What is this inserted point thing that I called it? Set current point and run. I want to swap the keyboard shortcuts. So this one, I actually want to make this one F8, F9. F9 is, I want that to be set current point and run. And I want KP1 to just be my whisper, the regular whisper run. So I wanted to insert that point by default, and then I want to send something off to the side. That makes sense to me, actually. So this stuff should go into the point. Yeah. Alright. Use current point. And this stuff should go over there to where I've set the point. Yeah. Okay, that works. Okay, let's see if that works with my brain a little bit better. And now I'm confused because I forgot what I was working on. But if I look at my captions, I can see it. Oh, you know what that needs now? That needs kind of like a quick, here's the last thing, the last few things I talked about, bullet point. Okay. Alright, yes, so now, fine. The way that whisper.el works is it uses the same function to start the recording, stop the recording, and cancel the transcription process in case you are getting impatient. And what I actually wanted to do is I wanted to maybe, you know, I want to have a keyboard shortcut that says, yeah, I'm going to keep talking after this. I just want you to process what I have just said, but I want you to let me keep going. And since, you know, that I'm doing this after every sentence or so, it's probably going to be relatively quick. It does mean that I don't want it to cancel the current transcription process. I want it to just keep going. And let's see if I can just squeeze that in to how whisper.el works. So, you know, while that's transcribing there, let's go see. Whisper.el. Whisper.el, the main part of it is this whisper run function. Whisper run. So I just want to get rid of this. Okay, let's clear my speech buffer. Okay, so this is whisper run, and what I want to do is I want to not interrupt transcribing processes. I want it to just keep going. I think what I will need to do is I just, you know, make a copy of this and start tinkering with it. So if it's currently transcribing, I wanted to just stop. Okay, let's think. So this is the stuff that's happening. I want to take this part out over here. If it's recording, I want it to interrupt the process. Actually, what I need here is not a whisper run, as I want a whisper continue. Stop and restart. Transcribing. Sometimes my typing gets ahead of my computer when it's busy, which is one of the reasons why it's so frustrating, and I want to get audio working. Continue transcribe. Send what we've got so far for transcription, and then continue recording. Yeah? Okay. So if it's live, I want to interrupt it, and then I want to start a new recording process. I'm not sure that this is used to having two processes running at the same time. If I interrupt it, let's look at the Sentinel for the recording process here. Process. Okay. All right. So you see how the Sentinel is in charge of running transcribed audio. So it basically interrupts it, and then it starts a new one, and it calls transcribed audio for that one. However, I want to immediately start recording again. So it sounds almost like I need to have a queue of my next recording, whisper next recording process. So I interrupt it, and then I immediately start another process, which is here. Record audio. Okay, so let's temporarily put it in my whisper other recording process. Like I can't count on the Sentinel being done with it yet, but let's try anyway. But this transcribe audio here assumes that I'm working with the same one. And really what I need here is I need the transcription of the audio to work on a specified file. At the end of this day, I probably will end up wanting... Well, I feel like yeah, there should be like an optional file on this. Technically, I can keep track of the file. Maybe this is actually a queue, yeah? And maybe what I need is I need to set the temp file, change the temp file, and then have it... I need to have it use that temp file when it's transcribing. It's only complicated because I'm trying to wrap it around how whisper.el is currently working without changing too much. Let's go see. How the thing that changes my temp file is in my config. Where do I do that? Temp file. It's in before transcription hook. Okay, so in before transcription hook, that's when I set the temp file name for transcription hook. And that happens, oh, in whisper.run. Okay, okay. I can do that. Whisper temp file refers to the previous file. So I need to have the sentinel talk to the correct temp file, kind of have it scoped to the right place. Whereas this one over here, I wanted to use a different whisper temp file. Is it a matter of lexical? No, because it's asynchronous, so it's kind of annoying. Huh. Well, actually, what I want to do is I just want to keep recording. And then I can stick it on the queue. And then I don't have to have... Oh, there's an idea. Okay. So if I have whisper temp file referring to the I have 3 minutes to think of this before I have to pause it and think about it next week. I want to eventually have a queue of files. Eventually I want to have a queue of files to process, and maybe someday learn markers or things like that. And I want to have continue push the old one onto this queue, and then I can have processing handled somewhere else. Okay, so let me try to wrap my mind around this. If I'm recording, well, actually, we can just step outside the whole thing. Okay, I want to add push my whisper queue, the whisper temp file, onto the queue. Then I want to interrupt that process. And then I want to start a new process. Can I remove the sentinel? I can remove the sentinel. And then I can start a new process. So if I start a new process, okay, it's 11:30, so chances are the kid is going to go, I'm going to have lunch. So I'm going to abruptly disappear when that happens. But thank you for joining me. Despite the false start as I was talking to myself over in the other stream, I will try to do this again next Friday. I think 10:30 seems to be a good schedule for me to start at 10:30 Eastern, because it's shortly after recess, but it still lets me get an hour of coding in before before lunchtime. Oh, you know what I need to do here is yeah. So record audio. Here's what I want to do. I want to. Does the hook? Okay, the hooks get done there. So I do need to do this hook over here. And then I can do the record audio. Doing fine. Yeah. But the kiddo is there now, so I have to go. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Yes, child. Of course.